Reactions have trailed the recognition of Sunday Ude-Okoye as the substantive National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party by the Board of Trustees. The chairman of the Board of Trustees, Adolphus Wabara, stated this while reading the communique at the conclusion of an emergency meeting held at the Transcorp Hilton in Abuja. Wabara urged the PDP to swiftly swear in Ude-Okoye in accordance with the Enugu Court of Appeal judgment, which recognizes Ude-Okoye as the substantive National Secretary of the party. The PDP has been embroiled in a leadership crisis exacerbated by the fallout from the 2023 general elections. The battle over the national secretary position intensified after the South-East PDP nominated Ude-Okoye to replace Senator Samuel Anyanwu, who contested the Imo State governorship election. To help make sense of this, we are joined by Convener PDP Youth Alliance for Good Governance, David Godwin. David, good evening, or rather good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Let's start by asking if you can explain the process that led to the endorsement of Ude-Okoye as the substantive National Secretary for the PDP. Was it a unanimous decision among the party leadership?
Thank you very much, and good afternoon. Good afternoon, Nigerians. Permit me to, establish what really happened that led to the BOT's decision to endorse or recognize the former national youth leader of the party and currently the national secretary of the party, Right Honorable S.K. Ude-Okoye, as the substantive national secretary of the People's Democratic Party. I'm sure it is no longer news that Nigerians are aware that the party has been embroiled in so many tussle and then crisis, if I may say. And now the BOT meeting which took place sometimes last week in the National Secretariat of the party in Wadata Plaza, I think the 87th BOT meeting was, so to say, or thereabouts. So after the Court of Appeal judgment, which rightfully upheld the judgment of the lower court, that look, Right Honorable S.K. Ude-Okoye is the substantive national secretary of the party. And let me clarify certain issues before going further. That after the judgment of the High Court that was sitting in Enugu, it was Sam Anyanwu, the SAP's national secretary, that actually proceeded to appeal court to appeal the lower court judgment, which already that's the High Court judgment already gave judgment to Right Honorable S.K. Ude-Okoye as the substantive national secretary, because the judgment held that since Senator Samuel Anyanwu, the former national secretary, vied for the position of the governorship of Imo State, upon that he ceases to be the national secretary of the party. Because if you look at the constitution of the party, I can't really, pin my constitution is on me, so I can't really, lay my hands on particular provision. But as a national secretary of the party, you automatically append your signatures to every document that leads to that process that ensures a credible candidate emerges. And in that case, the lower court said, look, Anyanwu, you cannot be a judge in your own case, because it's like organizing a football competition of which Anyanwu is a partaker in the football competition, and then he is at the same time the referee. So the court held that, look, it is not possible, so he has to step aside. It was Anyanwu himself that actually took up this matter to the appeal court and lost. Because after the High Court judgment, S.K. Ude-Okoye was everywhere trying to get the party to recognize him as the substantive national secretary of the party. So, David, was this a unanimous agreement? Was it unanimous? It wasn't. I make bold to say that it was unanimous, because remember that there was a committee set up by the BOT to be headed by Tenimu Turaki SAN, and then they did a thorough job. They did a thorough job by inviting the two parties to bring their judgment to the table so that they can look at it very well and look at which one hold water. So what qualifications? They cross-checked it.
So, David, what qualifications and experience does Ude-Okoye bring to the role of National Secretary that makes him the ideal candidate for this?
Of course, you cannot even the experience is there. Right on the West, Ude-Okoye has been a two-time member of the Enugu State House of Assembly. He was a House leader in that assembly. Right on the Ude-Okoye was the former national youth leader of the PDP. So if in terms of experience, Ude-Okoye possesses ample experience to lead the party in the right direction and steer the ship of the party towards safe harbor, if you ask me. So if you're talking about qualifications or experience, I mean, that is not even, it's not even an issue to want to talk about. The man, look at after the appeal court judgment, look at what he has done with the NWC. He has moved swiftly. I think he has seen close to like 6 governors out of the 13 governors of the party to make sure that, look, issues that are bothering the party are brought to the fore and then quashed out. And then this is, you now look at the man that he has experience and then he knows what he wants to do with the office. Okay, look at the other man, what has he been able to do?
So what are the implications of his endorsement as National Secretary? How does this affect the structure of the party?
Now, if you look at the judgment of the appeal court, the judgment of the appeal court said that since the day Sam Anyanwu vied for the governorship position of the party, whatever Anyanwu has laid his hands on in terms of signatory, it becomes nullity. So it is null and void. Now, Ude-Okoye's emergence as the national secretary of the party has in no way changed anything about the structure of the party remains. So what he is going to do is to quickly move into actions to begin to nip the problems of the party in the bud. In terms of in terms of congresses that have been conducted, in terms of crises that's going on, probably across all boards. You're talking about states, local government levels, what have you. So the emergence of Ude-Okoye, I think he is going to quickly try to see how he can nip that into the board and see how the party can galvanize the party, to be in unity going into 2027 election. Because as we speak, the truth is this: the party, if you look at PDP, the PDP, though in crisis, remains still viable, remains still a strong force to take power from the All Progressive Congress in 2027.
Well, David, I want to say thank you very much for loaning us your afternoon to have this very interesting conversation. Thank you, David.